Today I messed up by sending my partner's relative to the ER with gin. About a decade ago my then partner and I took her cousin and her husband out to appetizers and drinks at one of my favorite lounges. This lounge served one of my favorite drinks. They called it a D20. It was muddled cucumber, Hendrick's gin, St. Germain's, lemon juice, soda, and a bit of pepper, simply sublime, and I bought a round of them, convincing the husband that while he may not like gin, this drink was amazing. So we have 2 rounds. Cousin's husband says that the pepper garnish made it a bit spicy. After some nice chatting in the drinks we went to a bar nearby to shoot some pool. After about 15 minutes of pool husband starts looking a bit rough, and breathing heavy, complains it's hard to breathe. A light bulb goes off. Fuck. Hey man, are you allergic to juniper? I ask. I don't know, but one time I went on a trip and there was a lot of juniper pollen and I was laid up in my hotel room the whole trip in misery. Says he, looking even worse by the minute. The other 3 of us exchange significant glances and his wife rushes him out of there. The next morning we get a text of him covered in hives from his wife and a note that they had to seek medical attention for him when Benadryl wasn't enough. As well as a cheeky thanks for the drinks. Sorry I almost died. Today I messed up by unleashing the fury of my stomach while my so embarked on a grand bathroom performance. Today, our bathroom decided to take a vacation and went under maintenance just when my girlfriend had a rather urgent need for a number 2. She looked at me with eyes wider than a UFO sighting, beads of sweat forming on her forehead, and her face as pale as a ghost. Panic mode, activated. With no time to waste, she grabbed a plastic bag and proceeded to conduct an impromptu bathroom session right in front of me. I witnessed the ungodly creation, complete with a fragrance that could rival a perfume aisle. In response, my stomach decided to perform its own acrobatics, and I ended up staging an impromptu regurgitation session, right then and there, establishing dominance in the most peculiar of ways. But the tragedy didn't end there. After this bizarre performance, I had the unenviable task of cleaning up the scene of the crime before dashing off to work. Armed with cleaning supplies and a determination to erase all evidence of our bathroom escapade, I embarked on a mission more daring than a secret agent's. Ah, the joys of apartment living, where every day brings a new adventure. Today I messed up by telling a girl that I'm happy I wasn't one. I was a medical student and we were in our OB/GYN rotations, so this happened the day after our first visit into the labor room. Well, in theory I knew what happens during childbirth, but the reality was a huge eye-opener. There was so much blood, feces and amniotic fluid that the entire floor became flooded. This was a particular case of polyhydramnios. There's too much amniotic fluid in the uterus. The next morning when we're getting ready for a lecture, my friends and I got to talking about our experience in the ward the day before, and one of my female friends remarked that it looked so painful and tiring. So this is exactly where my FU rears its ugly head. I opened up the hole that's on my face and the golden words, "God am I glad I'm not a woman," came out. The very next second, I realized what a horrible thing I had said, and I could sense 5 different pairs of eyes staring daggers at me. Chills down my spine. All I wanted to do was curl up in a fetal position and get away from everyone. One of my friends then broke the tension by saying, "Next time you better sound it out in your head before you open up that pie hole." I am still not over it. Today I messed up by applying for a job, getting fired, and changing the job advertisement. I turned 18 and was looking for my first job, having had a sheltered existence. I searched and searched, applying for job after job on Craigslist. Most of these jobs required experience, even entry-level jobs like dishwashing, which is fair enough as these jobs do take a while to become competent at. However, this was not good for me. I finally found a job ad which said experience preferred but not essential. I pounced on this opportunity. Since I lived near the business and was the first person to respond, I was given the job. Now, I had a sheltered existence and was not a good worker. On my first shift I messed up the change, was too slow dishwashing, tried putting the soft drinks cans in the fridge too perfectly, direction and spacing, which ended up taking too much time, and I couldn't remember which burrito had which toppings. After about an hour, the owner paid me and told me that I could go home, apologizing that this wouldn't work out. I went home and hopped back on Craigslist and I saw the ad for the job again. But this time it said, "Experience required." Today I messed up by publishing my husband's porn habits. I was sitting this week with my best friend just hanging out watching a show on Netflix at our home computer, when my husband called and asked me to order online some things from the grocery store. He uses an online service called KeepList to manage all his tasks and notes, so he told me to Google it and open the list called groceries and just order the things on the list. So I was doing it while my friend was sitting next to me. We both started laughing at my husband that he writes everything in organized lists, and we started going through his lists and made fun of him. He has lists for packing a bag, cleaning chores, office chores, etc. All of a sudden we both see a list called porn links. Yikes. I can't believe your husband watches porn, that's disgusting. Well, I know he does it. I am okay with it, I don't think it's such a big deal. But I was really embarrassed because my friend was being so judgmental. I am sure it's just a joke, it's not actual porn links, he does things like this all the time. I quickly closed the website. Don't you want to know the truth? Open one of the links. My friend was being a bitch, trying to get between me and my husband. I can't believe you. Your kids use the computer all the time, this is what you want them seeing? At this point I got up from the computer and started walking towards the bathroom. I couldn't believe it, but she actually opened the website again and clicked one of the links. It was a threesome video that my husband saved. Yikes. I am shocked. You don't mind that he watches other women? That's like cheating. I went to the computer and signed out from the website. Don't judge my marriage, focus on your own please. My friend got up and left. I have not spoken to her since. I hate what she did and how judgmental she was being, but she's a really good friend that I miss. I am now mad both at my husband and my friend. Sucks.